Hello! Let's draw a tiger from a square. We'll be using some white paper, a pencil, an eraser, a black marker, and something to color with, crayons or colored pencils. You might want to check out my art supply video, where I leave some tips and tricks on how to use these materials. And don't forget, put some paper or some cardboard or poster board under your drawing so when you're using the black marker, it doesn't go through your drawing onto the table.
Sketch or strung, let's have some fun telling stories.
So let's pick up our pencil and we're going to draw some shapes first. We'll get to the details later. But we're going to start by drawing a square in the middle of our white paper. Very lightly. Don't press very hard on the pencil. We want these lines to be very light. And then on the top corners of the square, we draw little circles, and those will become the ears. In the middle of the square, you draw a little triangle for the nose, and then round off the bottom corners of the square. And that will give us the shape of the little tiger's head. And right beneath the triangle for the nose, we put a little smiley face, and then on each side of that little triangle nose, we put little circles, and those will become the eyes. Okay, so let's review. You drew a little square, and you rounded off the bottom corners. You added two little circles for the ears on the top of that square, and a little triangle for the nose in the middle. And then you added the smiley face and the two eyes. If the shapes on your white paper look kind of like these, then you're ready for the next step. So pick up your black marker and we'll start to trace that little tiger's head. And notice I'm putting a little curl on the top of the head. You can put a little curl or a couple little hairs or a little fluffy hair, whatever you'd like. And then I trace the ears, and on the sides of the square, as I'm coming down, I curve around. I follow that curved pencil line. And there's the shape of the little tiger's head. And then I trace the little triangle nose, and then a little line coming down to the little smiley face. And I add little lines to the ends of that smile. They're kind of like cheek lines. And then I trace the circles for the eyes. And I put a tiny little circle inside of that bigger circle, and I color around the tiny circle. So it looks like each eye has a white dot on it, which makes the eyes look kind of shiny. And then I start adding more and more detail, like the eyebrows and the insides of the ears. And it's a tiger, so we need to add a few stripes. Let's add 3 stripes to the top of the head. 1, 2, 3. And I use real thin triangle shapes for the stripes. 1, 2, 3 on one side of the face, and 3 more on the other side of the face. 1, 2, 3. Looks a lot more like a tiger now, doesn't it? So let's add a few dots to the cheeks for whiskers. And maybe a few whiskers on each side of the head. 1, 2, 3. And the other side. 1, 2, 3. We're finished with the marker, so let's go back and erase the pencil lines. Don't need those anymore. And remember the line at the bottom of the square, that straight line? We can go ahead and erase that. You won't even see those bottom corners anymore. When we're finished, you have a nice clean black marker drawing of a tiny little tiger character. And now it's time to add some color. So grab your colored pencils or your crayons and let's do some coloring. I'll speed this part up so you get an idea of how I colored my tiger character, but you might want to take your time when you color yours. Have fun! And there you have a little tiger character. If yours looks a little different than mine, that's okay. Everybody's drawing is going to look a little bit different. And remember the shape we started with, a square. Well, thanks for joining me. Remember, every great story needs a great character. So with some practice, you'll be drawing some great characters to help tell your special stories. So I hope you join us next time. Until then, have fun. See you then.